And welcome back to the for loop. Today we're going to go over how to build or start to build a calculator, and I'm pretty excited about it. So if we can just get started here, I'm going to go ahead and build a new project. So let's go new project and pick a Java project, name it, just going to name it calculator. Go ahead and finish that off. Alright, and here you can see we've got our calculator project. We want to add a new class to our project. We want to include this static void main function, and we're just going to call this main class. Type already exists. Well, okay, we're just going to call you main C. Main C, and as you can see, oh, I've already got it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and delete main class. I was doing a little bit of pre-work on this just to make sure it was gonna all work out, but we're gonna start from scratch, so we don't need those. As you can see, we have our main class now, and this by calling the main class here, all it means is when you run this program, the computer is going to look for this main function, and that's what it's going to run. So anything inside this function gets ran, anything outside of this function does not get ran unless you call it inside the function. So you can say like int I equals 0, and the program never looks at int I unless you go inside the main function and you say I equals 2. Now the program goes through and it's giving us an error, but that's just a little syntax error. It wants it to be static, and I can explain static later on. But anyways, that gives you a general idea of the main function. Up here we've got our package calculator. That just means that we're including our own project. Note that's self-explanatory there. One thing I do want to do for our calculator is start off with our GUI, or our graphical user interface. And to do that, I want to open a new class. And we're going to name this class the calc. And we're not going to include the main function in this one. So the calc is essentially going to be all of our visual and probably some of our functionality for our calculator. And so in order to build the constructor, we have to say just public, and then you call the calc. There you go, that's your constructor. So whenever we go over to our main Java here, we can instantiate or create a new instance, a new object of the calculator. We can create a new calculator, I won't say it that way, by saying the calc. So we're telling it what type it is. It's like the calc type. Okay, and that's how we instantiate a new the calc, or in our case, calculator. So here we go. Here's our new calculator, and if you want to test it out, just save, run. There you go. Runs just fine. Oh wait, no it doesn't. We have an error. Maybe it's because there's nothing in here. Well, let's get a little further down the road and see what happens. So I want to make a graphical user interface, and whenever you want to do that, you have to include a library or another class called JFrame, and this is going to need you're going to need to import JFrame, this javax.swing. So I'm going to go ahead and include that. I'm going to change JFrame to star here on my import, and what that means is I'm going to javax.swing has a lot of different pieces to it: JFrame, JButton, JTextBox, tons and tons. I can actually show you here. Have all these things inside of it, and by saying javax.swing.star, you're including all of these things instead of just including the JFrame. So let's include that, and in my constructor, which is what the computer calls when we're making a new calculator, what I want to do is make a new graphical user interface. So we're going to start off by making a new JFrame. So we're going to say JFrame, or call it frame, equals new JFrame. There you go. New JFrame. Okay, let's set the size. Dot size. 300. Okay. Let's call set size. I think that's what we're looking for. So that sets our size. And now if we run this, we should get a new JFrame 300, 300. Where'd you go? Oh, I forgot one little thing here. So we want to call frame.setVisible true. And what that does is it just shows it on the screen. So now we can run it here. There we go. And I'll pull it down here into our screen. And there you go. There's your new JFrame. And I think you can even give your JFrame a title. So we're going to call this calculator. And I'll run it again just to show you what I'm talking about here. See how we have calculator in the title box now? Okay, cool. One other thing I want to do to set up here is frame dot, let's see, I'm just looking through the IntelliSense here to see what we can use. There should be like a default on close. Let's see. Close maybe? No. Exit. Okay, I'm not really sure where that went. Default. Alright, we'll deal with that later.